Okay, friends, fun with sounds. Today, we're going to introduce the two sounds of C. Let's go ahead and grab our book, my book of sounds for reading. We're going to need a pencil and we're going to need an orange crayon. Okay, let's get that ready. Before we start adding anything, I want to review. As I say, reading is a process and it requires a routine and constant review, okay? The routine should be done every day until you are able to do it on your own easily, okay? So I recommend it every day. Same with those phonemic awareness lessons at the beginning of the day. I don't have a way of tracking who is watching it, but I can tell who's watching it because it shows in your work clearly, okay? So let's go ahead. My book of sounds for reading. Let's start by looking at the key here. In fact, we haven't introduced the diphthongs. Let's use this key. That was last year's book. The key here, we have the short vowels will be shaded in green. So anything that makes a, I, will be green. Anything that produces a long vowel sound where the vowel says its name, A, E, I, O, or U in a word, will be shaded in yellow. And then anything that does not fit those two standards, we'll call it irregular and shaded in orange. So you can see today, I asked you to get out your orange crayon so you know that the two sounds of C, neither will say a vowel, long or vowel, short vowel sound. They're going to have an irregular sound. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn the book over and look at what we have done so far. We worked on the three sounds of A last week. We're going to be on page 2 this week working on the two sounds of C. So let's just gently highlight that in and let's review. A has three sounds. It can have the short sound A as in apple, the long sound A as in April, or the irregular sound ah as in want. A, ah. Okay, here we are. Let's get our pencils out. We're looking at what letter. And what is the sound that we have been working with all year for the C? Get your fingers ready to cut. What is that sound? K, k, k. That is the sound that we have been practicing all year. So now I'm telling you, I'm changing the rules and telling you it has a different sound. Yes, C can have two sounds. I'm here to tell you, sometimes we have actually seen it in some words and you probably have wondered, why does it sound that way? Okay, I'm going to tell you the rules behind it. And then if you come to a word where the k does not work, then you might try the second soft sound. Okay. So let's go ahead and write the first sound that we hear with C, which is K, the K sound. It sounds like a K, right? K, K, K. That's the one we have been working with all year. K. C can make the K sound, right? The example word that I'd like to show you would be the word came. Came. Do you hear the k sound at the beginning? came. Great, so let's color that in orange. That is an irregular sound. K, k. We call that the hard sound. What do we call it? The hard sound. You hear a hard C when it goes k, k, k. Okay, our second possible sound for C is S. What other letter makes that sound? S. Yes, S. Sometimes the C will make the sound that S makes. Boy, it can't decide. It wants to copy the K and the S. Isn't that strange? An example would be like in celery. My example word is that we're going to write though is scent. S, scent. As in, I have 1 cent. He has 50 cents. Cent. And that is also an irregular sound. We'll color it in not too dark. We'll color it in orange. Now, some people are wondering, well, how do I know if it has a hard k sound or if the C will have the s soft sound? Well, for our purposes, it's probably best if we just try both and see which one works. I would always try the hard sound first if I'm not sure, and if that doesn't work, then I would try the soft sound. There are rules, however. After the C, if it is followed by an A or a U, it will have the hard sound. If C is followed by an E, I, or Y, it will always have the soft sound. So let's review. And we'll be doing this all week, so don't worry. And when we see it in our work, then that's where the real fun begins, because once you see it in books and in print, then you can really apply this rule. And until we can actually apply it, we don't really know it, right? So C has 2 sounds. It can say k as in came, or s as in scent. Hard sound k, soft sound s. Practice that at home.